Ribs, one of Trans Am's all-time greats, known for his hard-nosed style of driving, has always refused to ever back down on the racetrack. Between 1984 and 1986, Ribs won 17 Trans Am races and dominated his SCCA competitors. A hard-nosed challenger, Willie T had a style all his own. And today, he makes his return to the world of Trans Am competition in the Motor City.
14 turns. It's actually a cross between a street racing track and a road racing facility, made up mainly of public roads, modified in some areas. Now, there's a lot of concrete walls here. These Trans Am cars are very big, so passing will be at a premium here. The difficulty will be for the quicker guys how brave you become trying to make the pass, or how conservative you are trying to make sure you finish this event.
And two of the fastest are going to have to start from the back. Scott Sharp won the pole in qualifying. Ron Fellows was third fastest. Both blistered tires. They've elected to change tires, which means they have to go to the back of the grid. And for more on that story, let's go down now to pit road and our colleague Chris McClure.
Scott Sharp will start in the 26th grid position after having to make the decision to change the tires from those that were blistered. Scott, given the situation, was it really a difficult decision to make?
Well, it was, because we weren't really sure, how long the blistered tires might last. And so he just decided the worst thing that could probably happen would be to run the race with the blisters and have halfway through the tire give up and have to come in and make a pit stop then, instead of to put new tires on and be able to run from the back and hopefully get a break with some cautions and get up there.
But are you in danger of taking these tires out from under you, just clearing traffic?
For sure, I'm going to have to be careful, and I just have to, I don't think if there aren't any cautions, there's no way I'm going to really be able to get to the front anyway. So as long as I can take care of the car and make use of cautions, hopefully we get the aerosol Camaro up front.
So it is a monstrous challenge that awaits now. The two-time defending champion of the Motor City 100, Scott Sharp, will be deep in this field, and the front runners now beginning to pull away as we get set for 100 miles here on this scenic brand new circuit at Belle Isle. Belle Isle getting ready on the pace lap for the start of the Motor City 100. Let's take a look at the starting grid. From the pole, Tommy Archer now moves to that spot with Greg Pickett, a former winner here, alongside. In the second row, veteran Jack Baldwin, who challenged for the championship last year alongside Wayne Akers. In the third row, Bobby Archer, the brother of Tommy, who goes from the pole, and the veteran Paul Gentilozzi. In row number 4, Willie T. Ribs, a man to keep an eye on, who will now start in this fourth row alongside George Robinson. And in the fifth row, Randy Ruhlman and Wally Owens. Now, further back through, as we take a look at the rest of the alignment, you see Jim DerHaag in the 7th row. And we've got a lot of drivers with a long way to go, Derek, if you start this far back on the grid.
Well, that's right. A very difficult proposition for the front runners who are right at the back of this grid. Remember, we said it in the opening. The most difficult thing here is these corners are very long and winding. There's concrete walls either side. How brave do you want to be? Well, how long do you want to last in this race?
So it's a 28-car field now, scrubbing the tires, getting some temperature in. It has turned out to be a warm day here on Belle Isle. The scenic Scott Fountain in the background, built in 1923. We take a look at the conditions. 80 degrees at the moment. There is a chance of thunderstorm activity in the area. Nobody wants to see rain, but there's a 30% chance that that could happen before this race is complete.
We have tremendous potential here for a great race. Willie T. Ribs, you mentioned earlier, we will watch him. He was second fastest in the last practice session yesterday. Feels very, very confident. These Dodge cars are very fast, and the two front runners at the back making a hard charge. So we have possibilities for good racing all over this grid.
And we anticipate the green. You've seen the safety cars pull in. This first turn funnels down. It could be very congested as they come to turns 1 and 2. They build up speed. The green flag is out. We're racing in the Motor City 100. And watch the traffic jam now as the field safely files into the first turn. And it's Archer who gets the jump. We've got a yellow. We've got problems back in turn 2 already. The rest of the field sorting their way through. We believe that it's Greg Pickett.
We could just hear the tires squeal as they went out of our camera shot. We believe that's Greg Pickett, who started on the front row of the grid, looped it. Now it takes a long, long time. It gives it plenty of power, shoots it back, and joins the way at the back of the grid. Luckily, he didn't take anybody else out with him.
The 1978 Trans Am champion back under power, but now he, too, will have to come from way, way back to try to be a contender, and what a bitter disappointment this must be. for Greg Pickett, who now gets his Camaro back up to speed. But as you can see, the pack is already long gone. Now, from the blimp, let's look down at the start and keep an eye on that front row.
And it's actually Jack Baldwin that squeezes down inside, leaves him very little room, and then he gets hit from behind. Nothing he can do. Now, look, he can't move. He's got to stay right there. Daren't turn the wheel. He's got to wait for everybody to go by. A long, long time. Probably seems like an eternity. Everybody goes by, then he can rejoin.
Here's the leader now in car number 3, Tommy Archer, one of the 2 Archer brothers who both started up front. He inherited the pole after the problems that we chronicled for Scott Sharp. Archer sets the pace. Baldwin challenges right behind him now as we look at the field coming at us head on.
This is 145 miles an hour along the front straight here. This is the pit straight. Jack Baldwin is all over Tommy Archer here.
And George Robinson is right behind in car number 74. Those 3 cars trying to open up just a bit of daylight over this very demanding, twisting new circuit. It's a busy race course, but Derek, I'm sure everybody wants to achieve some kind of a rhythm.
They do need a rhythm, but it's very difficult. You can see to pass here also. So without the rhythm, it's very difficult to set that up. This is the area that we call the Casino Square here. Look at Tommy Archer. He gets that car sideways. Jack Baldwin watches every move he makes. Now remember, someone like Jack Baldwin, he's been in this position many, many times. He's quite happy to sit back in his Hot Wheels and just see and watch what this Dodge does. Remember, the Dodge is leading the Trans Am race for the very first time this year.
Archer, Baldwin, Robinson, and Wayne Akers in the number 4 spot. They run 1, 2, 3, and 4, almost nose to tail. That's Robinson. You see number 74. There's Akers coming into the picture momentarily.
3 different manufacturers here in the top 4. 2 Ford, the Chevrolet, and a Chrysler Dodge. This is Detroit. Remember, bragging rights are very important here, and that's what the Trans Am Series is all about. Puts manufacturer against manufacturer. Now let's go inside the leading car of Tommy Archer. You can actually hear his gear change and his engine's rev pickup.
He sets up now, laps 13 or the turn, and makes the smooth out of the backstretch here. And you can hear him go to work coming down the front straightaway, completing a lap.
Just look at those concrete walls each side here. Make a down change. This is a very fast right, left flick. Now we go over a bridge here. Over the bridge, right there. Very difficult part of the racetrack.
Chassis unloading just a bit as he came over that bridge. Archer setting the pace. Baldwin running in the 2nd spot. Robinson, who won last year at Des Moines, in the number 3 position, followed by Akers and Gentilozzi.